Hey guys, how are we doing? Crypto Insight UK here, bringing you back another video. Today we are going to talk about Bitcoin and what's going to happen in the future with crypto here, and a few other altcoins that I'm looking at as well. I'm going to just get straight into it, to be honest. We've had the weekly close first off actually for Bitcoin, and I'm just now going to talk about where I think we are, and then I'm going to come back to this Bitcoin chart to show you different things along the way. First off, actually, we'll just look at liquidity quickly. I didn't really want to touch on this much, but I know a lot of you appreciate this. And we do have some liquidity down here at 46,000 for Bitcoin, which is causing, it's obviously some concern as we know that price moves into these areas. However, if you've watched all my recent YouTube videos, you'll know that I talk about how we can leave big chunks of liquidity behind as we have done in the past. And realistically, this is going to mess up my charts, but realistically, I'm going to show you an area on the charts where I think we are similar to, and that is this area here. And actually, we'll start off with this. Actually, I think we're really similar in terms of structure and what's happening in the market to right here where we were at 25,000. I spoke about this a few times. But look what happened here. There was a lot of liquidity below us, and we left it behind. There was some liquidity building above us, and we left that behind when we started to get this break. I actually think we're about here. This is where I guess that we are. Obviously, we've got CPI coming out this week. We've got some potential rate cuts, announcement coming out very soon from the Fed. CPI is out in 2 days. So let's see. And then obviously going into the election at the start of next month. I think that's the 5th of November, if I'm correct on that. So that gives us about a few weeks of working this out, but this could come sooner. We're not going to mimic the exact same structure, if I'm right as well. I'm not going to get into why I think this now. But look, we had all this liquidity below us, and we never actually came down and took that liquidity. We had some liquidity all the way down here at 15k, so everyone was still calling for it flush out down here. We had all this liquidity, look, and we left it. And then as we left it, the liquidity starts to, sorry, not loaded, but it starts to disappear as people close their longs. And this is where we are right now. Obviously, the liquidity is nowhere near as big as what we had back there. There's not as much leverage in the system. Just get rid of that and that, and I'll show you. Hopefully, you can see. But we've got a lot of liquidity building above us, and we've got some liquidity below us. We're quite close to this. But what I'm saying is it's highly possible, if not probable, because as I said in the last video, I think it's 50-50 whether we come down there. But as price action continues and we start to hold lows and create a bottoming sort of pattern here, that does change. But as I was saying, it's possible we leave liquidity behind, so I didn't want to spend too long on that. So where do and guys, I do really implore you to go and read this. It's not very long. It's like this long altogether. Mainly charts, just with some explanation behind it. And I think it's very helpful for me to be able to express where I think we are and just analyze what's happened over the week. And I think we are, as I said, I just showed you here, that area. And this is the Fear and Greed Index. This is what I wrote about. I wrote this on Friday. Today's Monday. Fear and Greed Index got to, I think, 30. Let me just. 28.8 there, or 30, and then 28.8 here. So we actually got lower. But then actually on Saturday we came even lower than that. But then Sunday we did actually bounce. I'm just going to show you the exact figures for Fear and Greed Index, just so I'm not quoting nothing. I think it was, okay, 31.8 there. And then on the day of writing was the Friday. I think it came down to 20. I can't see exactly. Yeah, about 30 on the Friday. And then it came as far down on the Saturday night to about 28.8. So structurally, it looks quite similar. We've tried to break out. We've come back. We've back tested. We've not set a lower low yet, but the Fear and Greed Index has set a lower low than where the actual low was. So that was the low there, which was here. And then we've come down and set not a lower low in price, I think, or maybe it just sweeps that potentially. So that might give us the opportunity to do that, but I don't think we do. I'm 50-50. I'm more leaning towards the fact that we don't as price continues to develop, but I don't want to say any more than that. I'm probably 51-49 that we don't right now. But we'll see. And so Fear and Greed came down and wicked lower. So basically, look how low the Fear and Greed Index is, but price is still 55-56k. That's massively disproportionate to where I think price should be, especially when you look at things like money supply basically expanding, Fed cutting rates, so money's going to get cheaper. And I spoke about equities, and I also spoke about gold. I spoke about gold at the start of the year and why it's important. Like, why is that important? Well, let's get into gold actually quickly, and then we'll finish off with that. So gold we are looking at here is at $2,500 an ounce. Can some of this gold price cool off, and can some of that market cap then rotate into crypto? That's one of the things I was wondering. This push from just 2,000 to 2,500 added, as I said, about $3 trillion into the gold market cap. That if that goes into crypto, crypto's at like 1.82 trillion right now. Let's actually check that for sure. Crypto is at 1.9 trillion right now. If $3 trillion rotated in, that's like 150% extra that we would gain on the market cap. So for Bitcoin, that will put us at like 125k ish Bitcoin. Just using that maths. So it's a lot of capital that could rotate even if gold just pulled back slightly, and that's if the amount of capital in the markets and liquidity stayed the same. At the minute, there's a lot of money on the sidelines because of the scare of like rate cuts and markets in general. So the market cap of assets in general could expand, and crypto could start to see some of the capital that's flowing into gold. Like I spoke about that at the start of the year, I thought there'll be uncertainty this year, and I thought with uncertainty, people rotate into gold, and then once we start to see a change in policy, that people will then rotate from the safety play into something that performs well when money's cheaper, and that's crypto. So talking about that, the last thing I'm going to talk about is where I think Bitcoin is. Just tweeted about this here, and I said I think we're here, and I've just shown you where I think we are. But if you also look at funding, another thing to add on to that, funding is only low positive in these areas, wicking into negative quite a lot. Again, the same as now, low positive, wicking into negative, and premium is massively negative here. So it's another just like some more confluence there as to why Bitcoin could be in the area that I think it might be. And then we're going to just finish off talking about like one or two alts. So this is the chart. It's obviously messy because coin market cap chart I've just overlaid on so I could do a graphic for you guys. I'm going to take that off there actually. So the last thing I'm going to touch on here is look for Bitcoin is look where the RSI is on the weekly. This is the area that I was talking about in the weekly time frame. The RSI came to about 45.2, and guess what? We're at 45.2 right now for the weekly RSI. Doesn't mean that we're definitely in that area. I just think there's a lot of similarities, and for me it feels like we're in that area. I remember this period being very negative, and obviously we chopped around for a long time, and here look, realistically we didn't break 31k or come lower than 24k for however long this period is. So it is very similar in terms of chop. 210 days that was. And we're in this period so far for 189 days. And I said we could be in this sort of area here, so we've probably still got potentially another month before we start to rip and roar. But that doesn't mean the bottom can't be forming here and we start to slowly chop away out. That's not definite, but that's just... Anyway, I'm going to leave that now. A few things I have noticed that are interesting. One is ApeCoin. So NFTs obviously have been battered recently. ApeCoin is something that has started to pick up, had a big bullish engulfing candle while looking like it's trying to work a bottom out here. ApeCoin is actually building its own chain, obviously associated with Bored Ape Yacht Club. But it looks more interesting against Bitcoin. If we look at Ape against Bitcoin, let me put my drawings back on. Look, we've had a bit of a market structural break here on the market. I hold some ApeCoin still. Does this mean this is going to continue? No, but just again, interesting that it's obviously large market cap. It's just depreciated against Bitcoin since inception almost because it's been releasing its supply into the market. Broken out on the RSI, broken out structurally against Bitcoin. And finally, let's just look at XRP. This is so messy. I need to clear this up. But this is what we talked about for a long while. I want to take off my drawings, and I'm not very good at navigating drawings. Can I take off drawings only? Okay, great. It takes off everything, basically. I said we could close this candle here, and we have. that was the pullback that I said we could have. So could we be looking for the start of our next wave here? If we look at Bitcoin against XRP and Bitcoin and XRP against ETH as well, let me find that. I'm a bit slow this morning, guys. I don't know why. Bit slow mentally, I mean, but I guess no change from normal. This is XRP against Bitcoin. We're still chopping, struggling to get any sort of break one way or another, but still holding quite a high range. And if we look at it on the weekly, we've been outperforming for a long while, and last week was another outperformance week. So at resistance, there is normally some resistance, weirdly. And same with XRP against ETH. We've run into this resistance. We're struggling to break through, but we're still holding that higher low structure. We would like to see a low form in here, and then hopefully continuation. But we did break the swing high, so we have had that high, the break to the upside, which would be good if you look at what a technical uptrend is. We have still seen that high be formed, and then the low hopefully can be formed somewhere around here for continuation. What would be amazing is if XRP kept eating market cap of Ethereum and Bitcoin, and then Bitcoin's price also started to expand as well. That's when you can see real fireworks for assets like XRP and other altcoins in general. If you're outperforming Bitcoin, but Bitcoin is also expanding in terms of market cap and gaining against the dollar, it's double good for your asset because you're outperforming something that is actually increasing in value. And that's where you can start to get these exponential price moves for things like XRP. Obviously, we're nowhere near that yet in terms of this expansion, but XRP versus ETH and Bitcoin have really been showing us that there is potential for things to expand, and that we have been outperforming the market for 11 weeks, whether people feel emotional about that or not. And I also think it's very interesting. There's a lot of narratives and like catalysts, arguments or whatever, all in the XRP community, all at the same time as we're at these key levels. So there was kind of a bit of a truce on Friday between Vitse Vind and the Ripple X developer lead. I think they had a call and they said they were working things out. So there could be some very exciting things to come. We've got Ripple Swell in October, or was it November? I'm not sure. But for now, we need to focus on Bitcoin and what's happening there. Because even if XRP does manage to massively outperform here, we've only got a cap market cap of like 1.9 trillion right now, which obviously still would lead XRP. If we did a huge move, would still be great for price appreciation. But if the market cap of crypto can expand to like 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 trillion, that's when we can see a huge price appreciation for any asset, really, not just XRP. So that's what I'm looking for. I feel like I didn't communicate very well in this video. I feel like I'm a bit tired. It's Monday morning. I've been just doing whatever over the weekend. Went to the beach last night. It was very nice. But yeah, I'll leave it there. I do actually think you really should read my newsletter, because I've spoken about what I think is coming in the next few months. Last week's newsletter, and then in this week's, as you've seen, we talk about Bitcoin, and Pav also talks about USDT dominance. I'm not going to get into that because I don't want to make this video too long. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. If you want to read the newsletter, the link's in the description. Completely free. And thank you for watching. Please subscribe if you don't already. Drop a like, and if you've got any questions, let me know in the comment section. Peace up, A-Town down, as Crypto Insight UK would say.